So I said I would do some sort of review or thoughts on my Berkey filter after a couple months. It's been about 5 months now, so I feel like I've had it long enough I can tell you about it a little bit. So I just got I think it's called the Big Berkey. I think it's the middle one. There's a really tiny travel one, then there's a gigantic one. This is the one in the middle. It just has the two filters that it came with. I might be adding the fluoride filter at some point. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. So it's just for me and my husband. Occasionally we have people over and stuff and we use it for that. So that's filling a coffee pot, a kettle, our water bottles, and a 2-liter jar for the fridge. First thoughts on it. I do wish there was a better system, but I think this system is probably why Berkeys are recommended, because it's a slow filter. Check out my dirty silverware drawer. Woo! Okay, so this is the, I forget what they call it, the button, I guess is what they call, and you use it for filling up the filters. For the first time, you make it sweat beads of water. I will say my only problem with doing that was our sink is not very powerful. So I actually had to blow these out in the tub, which totally works. Just took me a while to figure out. Maybe I'll do a video on that at some point. But anyways, I would recommend blowing the filters out probably at least once a month. Like, we're living in the city, we have our city water, which is why I actually bought this, because I didn't want to drink all the stuff that comes in it. And yes, I do notice a taste in the water. I notice a difference in how the water makes me feel. Even my husband, who's super sensitive to taste and smell and everything, he even notices a difference when we use this water compared to just drinking straight out of the tap, or even through other filters. He does like this water and how it tastes, and so that's good. I just usually fill it every night before we go to bed. And I know a lot of people just do it that way, and then they fill their bottles from there, and their coffee pots from there, and their kettles from there. We go through a lot of water. I drink a lot of water, and my husband drinks a lot of tea, and combined, we actually drink quite a bit of tea and coffee. So what I like to do is, once this is full, I like to just continually fill up these big 5-gallon bottles. Like during the day and stuff, I try to keep the Berkey filled as much as possible, and then I'll drink the water out of it because I don't mind drinking at room temperature. My husband likes ice cold water, so he won't drink it straight out of there. But I like to keep this full, and then as that's filling up, I fill up this, and then I use that water for kettle and coffee, and that way this is usually at least half full, because if you're just purely relying on this, if you forget to fill it or something, then you're stuck without good water. So that's why I like to just go from the Berkey to there, and then from that into any bottle or kettle or coffee pot. I like the Berkey overall. I do know a lot of people who use it and they are very happy with it. I know people who use it with their mountain water, their spring water, municipal water, and pond water, lake water, river water. I've seen everybody use it for every single kind of water, and most of the people who use it are very happy with it and have no complaints. I definitely am keeping this for like forever. One thing was I accidentally, my husband almost killed me for it, but I accidentally bought off of Berkey.com instead of .ca and paid a lot of money for a scratch and dent that I maybe wouldn't have paid as much if I had been on the right site. But I just typed in Berkey, and usually in Canada, it brings up .ca first. So it'll have like, even like Amazon, like it'll have amazon.ca first and then amazon.com afterwards. Well, it was reversed this time. So I accidentally bought it off the US site. I think I ended up spending around 500 Canadian, which, like I said, it's a lot. It's an investment. So I'm glad that I at least like it, and I'm glad Josh likes it, because if he didn't like it, whew. Anyways. Oh. So, when I did that, I did try to call in and email into Berkey and say, hey, is there any way we could sort this out, or I can get reimbursed for the extra money that maybe I shouldn't have spent, or can I get an extra filter, something like that? They said no. And it also took them a very long time to get back to me. So the main downfall of Berkey is their customer service. I have heard people who've had great experiences with them, and I'm not saying that overall they're terrible, but from my experience, they were pretty bad. So, say good morning, poopers. Good morning. Oh, you're right in the way. Okay, just hang on. So overall, I like the Berkey. Josh likes it. I definitely feel it was worth the investment, even if it was purely for the taste of the water. Because we're in the city, so they have a very high chlorine content, and I cannot stomach that taste at all. That was Dilly again. But anyways, so yeah, I guess that's my Berkey review. Also, not sure who needs to know this, but instead of like breaking it off with a butter knife or banging it on the counter or just completely ruining it, get a can opener. I don't know why it took me so long to do that. Take your butter knife, put it on the edge so it doesn't dent your can, hook it under, and voila, open. So easy. And there's no dents at all from the can opener on there, so I can totally reuse this lid. And I've got my corn.